Hey y'all, it's Brandy and welcome back to the Antisocials Library. So you might be wondering, we're talking about another TBR? Yes, we are. We're going to do another TBR. But this is the real TBR. This is the July monthly bite actual TBR. This is what's going to be in stone. And I say that as if any of my TBRs have ever been in stone. Some housekeeping we have to talk about. I don't want to talk about it, but we will because we have to. But I did not complete June's monthly bite. Womp, womp, womp. I didn't do it. I got close, but absolutely no cigar. So that does mean I get another cursed coin. So we'll put that up there, and that means I have 2 cursed coins. So before we start rolling, before we start figuring out what our prompts are, I do have to do the punishment prompt. It's almost like I do this to myself. Which would be crazy behavior, but you know. Anyway. Punishment prompt. Which one? This one? Or this one? I'm gonna go this one. What does it say? Can you even see with the glare? There you go. What does it say? Remember, it's the second one. I read the one with the 2 coins. Read a 500 plus page book. You know what? So this is the annotated guide, and for 2 cursed coins, it means I have to read a 500 plus page book, which normally would kind of stress me out, but honestly, it's kind of perfect timing because I am, as you probably know, because my last video talked about it. If you watched it, please watch it. I'll link it down below. I thought it was fun. We had a good time, right? One of the things that I am participating in is Sunrise on the Readathon, which is a readathon hosted by Katie Colson. I will have that link down below as well. And one of the prompts for Katie's readathon is read a book that's over 450 pages. So what's an additional 50 pages? So the book that I decided I wanted to read for that prompt will fit this prompt because it's over 450 pages and it's over 500 pages, and it's The Parade of Horribles by Matt Dinniman. So I'm actually not mad about this. I'm really not, because I'm gonna get to this anyway. So if that's an indicator on how this game is gonna go, I think we're gonna have a good game. Yeah, I think that this can actually be a good time. A little bit more housekeeping before we get to the rolls. I did do a summer TBR type video, and again, I'll have it linked down below, but I basically outlined a lot of books that I plan on reading in mostly July, but also in August and into early September that will correlate along with the readathons and the reading challenges that I plan on doing in the month of July, primarily being the Sunrise on the Readathon and Summerween. And the goal for the monthly bite is to pull as many prompts as we can that match with those other books that I've already determined to work for those readathons. You following me? I think you're following me. I think you are. I think in the summer TBR I explained too much, so we're not gonna make that mistake again. But I hope, may the odds be in my favor, that every prompt that I pull for this game, which won't be many, I'm hoping it won't be many, I will be able to find a book that matches either Summerween or Sunrise on the Readathon, for the bonus prompts at least, because every book you read for Sunrise works, but I want the bonus points. I am a part of the Fire District. I am a Leo. I want all of the bonus points. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm really nervous. I'm really nervous because I already have so many reading plans for this month and for this week, and as I'm filming this, it's actually July 3rd, so we're already 3 days into the month, and we're day 1 of Summerween. So I've already started reading a book for Summerween because I have my Summerween TBR planned out already. So I really hope I can find books that match that Summerween so that I don't have to read. I just want to win a TBR game for once. For once can I win a TBR game? I really hope July is the month. I guess there's only one way to find out. Let's go do our first roll. Alrighty, let's do roll number 1. 4. Oh, what did I say about wanting it to be a good month? Okay, let's see if we can get these shown. All right, a book with primarily red on the cover, Actually, that is really good. And then a book that is short but sharp, under 250 pages. Guys, I think I have one for this one. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. I wanted less prompts this time around. I really did. I wanted to have a game that was easy, chill, with a lot of options. And instead, I got Children of the Night on my very first roll. But the bright side is these 2 prompts, The Bite and Something Bloody, which I know has a typo on it. You might have noticed. I'm going to fix it on my end, but I can't fix it on the card, obviously. So anyway, these 2 prompts, the way that Children of the Night works, in case you need a reminder, is that if I can find a book that matches both prompts, I don't have to read 2 books. And these 2 prompts go together really well. Read a book that's under 250 pages and read a book that is primarily read. And let me show you a book that I actually have on my Summerween TBR. Look at this. Do you think this is primarily read? Because I do. And I'm literally reading it for the submarine prompt of having it be under 250 pages. This whole book is 175 pages. I think that's a win, all things considered. So that will be my Children of the Night prompts. You didn't get me this time, boys. Didn't get me this time. Let's go do roll number 2. Roll number 2. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, that's close. That is close. This one? Renfield's Warning, the lowest rated book on your TBR. We got Renfield's Warning. Read the lowest rated book on your TBR. Which, honestly, I'm not that mad about either. One of Katie's prompts for Sunrise on the Readathon is read a book that is lower than a 3.75 rating on, like, an average rating. I track all of my ratings on Storygraph, and the lowest rated book on my TBR, like, by far, is We All Fall Down. It's a fantasy novel. I got this in an Illumicrate box. I don't know why it has a really low rating, but it does. It is like a 6 point... I think in the summer TBR video I said it had a 6.66, but I think it's lower than that. I think it's a 6.62 or something like that. This is the lowest rated book on my TBR. So the only good thing about this is that I will read a book that I have owned for a really long time. I will read a book that is on a book box, which is a goal of mine, to read more of my book box books. And also, it will match for the bonus prompt for the readathon. So, I will read this. This is my Renfield's Warning. On to the next. All right, roll number 3. Give me something good this time. Give me something good. 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. What's this one? The Blood is the Life. Pick an anticipated read. All right, that one I can get behind. Okay, so we got The Blood is Life, which is an anticipated read. And to be honest with you, that could be so many. I actually need to think about it. I need to pick a book that will match for... I know. I think for this one I'm going to pick Hex by Thomas Old Huvelt. This is a newer anticipated read of mine, but it's still an anticipated read. This is a horror novel. This is on my Summerween TBR. This is for an author that's new to me, that prompt on the Summerween TBR. And this is a horror novel that is based around this ghost girly, okay? Apparently she has... Yeah, I guess I haven't really been telling you what these books are about, huh? We'll go into it. Okay, really quickly. You know what Dungeon Crawler Carl is about, right? I mean, it is Dungeon Crawler Carl. It has taken the world by storm. The Parade of Horribles is the 8th book in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series, so I can't really tell you what that one's about anyway. Psycho is a absolute classic. It is the very first, like, slasher novel. Technically, it will be a reread for me because I did read it several years ago, and I didn't really like it, but I'm giving it another chance because I think I've grown as a reader, and I think I can appreciate what Psycho did to the horror genre more now than I did when I first read it. Do you know what I mean? And then we all fall down. To be honest with you, I have no idea what this book is about. In River City, where magic used to thrive and is now fading, the witches who once ruled alongside their powerful king have become all but obsolete. The crumbling government is now controlled primarily by the new university and teaching hospital, which has grown to take over half the city. Moving between the decaying old city and the ruthless new city, 4 young queer people struggle with the daily hazards of life: work, school, and dodging power-hungry cops and unscrupulous scientists, but not realizing that they have been selected to play in an age-old drama that revives the flow of magic through their world. When a mysterious death rocks their fragile peace, the 4 are brought into each other's orbits as they uncover a deeper magical conspiracy. Okay, wait, that actually sounds like really unique. That sounds like a really unique premise, and it's queer, which also fits for another prompt for Katie's readathon. So maybe this won't be as bad as I think it is. Anyway, back to the present. Sorry, I just realized I did not tell you anything about those books. But Hex is about this ghost girly, and she apparently is a ghost that haunts this town, and she has her mouth and her eyes, like, sewn shut. You know? And she basically just, like, haunts this town, and she, like, kind of comes and goes as she pleases. So, like, you can come home one day, and this ghost is just, like, standing in the corner in your dining room, and you just have to be like, okay, that's fine. Do that, I guess. And this whole town knows about this ghost, but she's a secret to the outside world. The town keeps this a secret. And 2 teenagers, a couple of teenagers, film a video about this, like, hex witch ghost girly, and it goes viral. So a couple of teenagers ruin the lives of the entire town. Because I'm assuming some pretty horrible shit happens after that. So that will be my anticipated read pick for this month. All right, roll. What roll are we on? I always forget. Next roll. 2. Wow, it's gonna be a big TBR. All right, Chained. Continue a series. We got one that I'm excited about, but kind of dreading just a little, and that's Chained, which is continue a series. What series could I possibly continue? I already picked The Parade of Horribles for the longest book, like the 500 plus page book. So now I have to find another series that I can continue that will match these prompts. I think we might have just come across the first book that I haven't been able to fit into my summer TBR. Okay, so it's not continuing a series. It is starting a series, but to be honest with you, it counts because I make the rules and I say it counts. But I'm gonna read Godkiller by Hannah Kaner. And am I reading this solely because Sam just commented on my summer TBR saying that this is a must read? Yeah, I am actually, yeah. I put this on my summer TBR. This does work for Katie's readathon because there is a prompt that says there needs to be a sun or a moon on the cover, and there's obviously a moon on this cover. Sam commented on that video saying this is a must read, so... And we do what Sam says. So it's not continuing a series, it's literally starting one, but I think it counts. So we're gonna put this for Chained. And the next one... Is this 5? 7. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. We're making our way across the board now. The Life Eater, a book with a topic you don't know much about. I always get this one. We got this one again. Again, I swear, I get this one all the time, if not every single time. I might have to fact check myself, but I feel like I get this one every single time I freaking play. But it's Life Eater, which is a book with a topic that you don't know much about. The struggle, because I know everything. I don't even know, like, a topic that I don't know much about. Again, this one always makes me, like, gravitate towards nonfiction, because that's, like, I think what this prompt was intentionally meant to be when I was doing this whole thing. So you know what I might do? I think I'm gonna pick Waypoints by Sam Heughan. So this is his like autobiography, I think, or some sort of narrative on his exploration of the major like place points and like major vacation points or major just places in Scotland altogether. So Sam Heughan is the actor from Outlander. He plays Jamie Fraser, and if you know anything about me, it's that I'm obsessed with Outlander, both the books and the TV show. This is Jamie. Okay, my boyfriend printed me this bookmark, and I'm forever grateful because I'm deeply obsessed with it. But he did come out with his book that's called Waypoints, and I'm pretty sure that's what it's about. It's about the Scottish countryside and all of the different historical points that are prevalent in his life being Scottish. I think that's what it's about. I have it on audio. I bought it when it came out, like whenever it came out, however long ago that was. I bought it anticipating to read it and then never did. So I think that is actually the one that I'm gonna pick for this prompt, which honestly, this far into the game really isn't that bad, being that this is the first book that I picked that doesn't match another prompt for the readathon and or Summerween. So I'm not mad about that, actually. Possibly final roll without jinxing myself. Possibly. Nope. 1. Oh, goodness gracious. Alright. The Myths, a book involving mythology. Okay, so we got The Myths, a book involving mythology. And at first, when I read this, I was a little scared. I was a little like, oh, what am I gonna pick? But then I remembered in this brain of mine that I had talked about, I'm looking for it right now, so 1 second. I had talked about The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. So I read Circe by Madeline Miller and absolutely loved it. So I picked up this one. This one was a super hyped book. Like 5 years ago, I want to say, on BookTube and like pretty much everywhere else. Like everyone was talking about this book. I think I bought this book originally because of BookTube like 5 years ago. Like I've had this book on my TBR for a really long time. But it always kind of intimidated me because I didn't think that I would be able to follow along with the mythological side of the story. Because while I studied, fun fact about me, I studied Greek mythology in college, but it still made me feel almost intimidated to follow a fictionalized version of Achilles. I don't know why, but I was just like, I feel like I'm not going to get it. But so many people have talked about how amazing this is, and after reading Circe by Madeline Miller, I realized that Madeline Miller does such a good job of writing the narrative in such an informative and yet cohesive way. So I actually am really excited to get this, and the reason that this is exciting, because it, one, fits the myths prompt, but it also fits a queer representation for the Sunrise on the Readathon, because this is gay. That's a win-win. You know what I mean? So I think this is gonna be my myths book pick. And I'm actually so excited to finally get to this in the month of July. I think this will be a really great read, and I think I'm genuinely going to love it. Now we have a final roll? Huh? Anything but a 2. Anything but a 2. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Woo! And I think I have enough prompts, so I'm just gonna pick a book that I want to read for making it to the castle. Okay, so we got to the end, and instead of pulling a prompt, I decided to just be able to pick a book because I think we had enough prompts this month, to be honest. So I think I'm actually gonna pick My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry by Frederick Bachman, because for a multitude of reasons, but this is a recent book that I picked up at the store because it just kind of called out to me, and because I loved the way that The Man Called Ove made me feel. And this is a translated work, so it will fit for one of the legacy prompts for Sunrise on the Readathon, which will give me an extra 25 points. So this works for that as well. And also, I just think it's gonna make me feel things, and I could use for some feeling of some things. Do you know what I mean? So this is the last book that I'm going to pick for the monthly bite. This is the last book that's on the official TBR for the monthly bite. And to be honest, this was a rough month. This is a rough month. But I did get a lot of books that will fit for other challenges and readathons. So I'm not too terribly upset. Let's go over the monthly bite picks one more time really quickly. And then we will go into a couple of books that I plan on reading anyway. even though they're not a part of the monthly bite. And you might be going, how the heck are you going to read so much? I don't know. I say I want readathons to challenge me, and they're challenging me. So this is the month that I'm going to read 20 books. This is the month. Don't ask me how, but I'm going to do it. So this is the monthly bite TBR plus Waywards by Sam Heughan. So don't forget that one because I don't own it physically yet. But this is the monthly bite pick. We have My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry, The Song of Achilles, Godkiller, Hex, We All Fall Down, Psycho, and A Parade of Horribles. That's not that bad. It's genuinely not that bad, and they're all books that I'm like so anticipating reading. Like, I actually feel good about this TBR. I have 3 more books that I am absolutely 100% reading because I'm reading them for Summerween, so they will actually be read this week. And if they're not, then I'm a failure. And I'm not a failure, so I'm gonna read them. You know what I mean? And that is these 3 babies, right? So I am currently in the middle of Mocha. I started that today, so this will be read this month. And then Itch, which will work for my read a book that has pink on the cover prompt for Summerween. And then Play Nice, which I'm actually planning on reading on my Kindle because I'm gonna be reading it in the dark. So those are the books that I plan on reading in July for Summerween. And then Hex. Hex is my other book for Summerween. I think I talked about that already. The other thing that I plan on reading this month that will work for the Sunrise on the Readathon, and also a new video idea type thing I plan on doing on the channel, is Carmilla by Sheridan Le Fanu, I think. Super short, super sweet. This is the original gothic vampire story, and I think I can get through this pretty quickly. I do plan on reading this, and I also do plan on reading An Education in Malice by S.D. Gibson. If you understand the correlation, then you might understand what video you might be seeing from me this month, but whatever. And then 2 books that I am in the middle of that I really hope on finishing this week, which one I'm in the middle of, and the other I am barely into, but it's going to be quite the process. But the first one is Direbound by Sable Sorsen. I am in the middle of this, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I saw this on a graphic that Katie put together that is 4 books with the Fire District's color on the cover. I personally think this is like pink, not red, but it's on that graphic. So if I read this, then it works for that bonus prompt. And I'm gonna read it because I'm already in the middle of it. And the other one is one I'm sure you're tired of me talking about, and that is Outlander. So I am, once again, in the middle of a reread for this. I'm only on chapter 4, and I'm having a great time redoing my annotations and everything. This one isn't like a timed thing. If it takes me however long it takes me, then you know, it is what it is. But this is a book that I plan on making progress with in the month of July, so I wanted to tell you about it. I do think that I will get to this book. Actually, I picked this book out for an option for Sunrise on the Readathon. This is Discontent by Beatrice Serrano. This is a translated work, and honestly, it's just so short that I don't see why I wouldn't be able to get to it in this month and get that bonus points for it being a translated piece of work. And honestly, the premise just seems really satirical and like really something that I think that I would really like. But it's basically like about this woman who seems to be really happy and like seems to have a life that she thinks that she should be completely content with, but is not. And I just think that sounds like a really great read. And again, it's a shorty patootie, so I'll be able to get to it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna stop there. So between everything with the monthly bite and Summerween and a couple of video plans I have a good stack of books for the month of July. But I don't know why, I'm feeling invigorated. Like, I really feel like I can get to all these books. I feel excited about every single one of these. Not a single one of these on my books other than We All Fall Down, which I think is the point. But those are the only book, but that is like the only book that I am not feeling like explicitly excited to get to. And I think a lot of that has to do with the Sunrise, to be honest with you, and Summerween. Like, I just love reading challenges. I love gamifying my reading. I like making it challenging. I just like to win things. And even if I am the only contender, I still want to win. Like, in Summerween, there is no, like, winner, but it is gonna be me. Like, I am gonna read 5 books for Summerween, and they are gonna match those prompts. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, those are the books that I plan on reading in the month of July. I really appreciate you hanging out with me while I talk about all of these books that I plan on reading and playing my game. It's always fun to play with you guys. Let me know if any of you guys are playing the game, right? So I think last time I left the link to the game down below. Let me know if you're playing. Let me know if you have any quirks or anything that's like not working right, or you have any suggestions for tweaking the game, because I absolutely know that it is a work in progress. So I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions about it. I think it would be great. Also, let me know if you're participating in Summerween or Sunrise on the Readathon. I am in the Fire District for Sunrise on the Readathon, so keep that in mind. If you are a Leo or any other of the fire elements, then let me know down below and we can chit chat about how we're gonna win this thing. Right? We're gonna win this thing. If you've made it this far, go down below and leave me either a sun or a moon emoji down in the comments below. Just let me know that you were here if you don't have anything else to say, because again, I appreciate you so much. And while you are down there, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and you can also hit the little bell notification so you get notified the next time that I post, which would be cool. And just always remember to read well and rest well. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.